All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our second match of the evening session, and it brings to the hockey players from Austria, England. First of all, please welcome the man from England. He has won 4 Pro Tour events in his career already, beating Jeffrey de Zwaan here yesterday. He is the Saint, Alan Tabern! And Alan's opponent is a man who's a specialized player for these Euro Tour event. He won the 2016 International Darts Open and has reached 8 semi-finals on the Euro Tour. He is the number 9 in the world. He's ranked number 2 in this Gibraltar Darts Trophy. He is the gentle Mensur Suljovic!
Absolutely spot on as far as the intro is concerned. Mensur Suljovic, a reputation as a European Tour specialist when you bear in mind the fact that he was a winner in the International Darts Open in Riesa in September of last year, made the final of the European Darts Trophy the following week in Mulheim as well. Semi-finalist in Hildesheim at the end of last year, and already this year 2-time quarter-finalist on the European circuit in Hildesheim once again, and also in the third event, the German Darts Open in Saarbrücken last month. Opening his campaign here against Alan Tabern, a man who came through his first round match yesterday against Jeffrey de Zwaan, winning that one 6-4. Chris Murphy back in the commentary box alongside me for this one. How do you see this one going, Chris?
Well, it was looking like all the seeds were moving through pretty easily earlier on in the day, but Magnus Carris booked that trend when he knocked out Jelle Klaassen. Since then, we've seen Rob Cross defeat Joe Cullen and Darren Johnson take out Gerwyn Price in the first match of this evening's session. So certainly the seeds are being scared by the qualifiers on this Saturday of action. And Alan Tabern, well, he's a man who has won PDC titles in the past.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First leg is Mensur to throw first. Game on.
9 years almost since he did win a Pro Tour event. Also a former World Championship quarter-finalist. He's been plying his trade on the Challenge Tour of late, though, and that means he's not able to compete in the tournaments that are taking place in Milton Keynes today. While we're at it, shout out to Nathan Aspinall, who won the first one. The second one is reaching the latter stages right now.
Yeah, well done to him, the World Youth Championship finalist a couple of years ago, losing to Max Hopp in the final itself in Minehead at the end of the year. At the end of 2015, that was, sorry.
140.
Having said all that about the way that the qualifiers are scaring the seeds in the last few games, Suljovic still has to be a heavy, heavy favourite for this contest.
120.
It's a bit of bad luck.
Yeah, you'd expect so. But I think Tabern will cause him 1 or 2 problems on the way. Suljovic at times, it depends what sort of mood he's in and what sort of frame of mind he's in as well. I mean, his absence earlier this year was well documented, of course, as well. I think he's in a much better place right now. But there we see a first example of Alan Tabern causing problems with a 180. This is on the Suljovic throw as well, so a chance for a break, especially now with Suljovic unable to take out this 161.
Well, it's a cracking leg of darts from the Saint.
65.
61 left after 9
61.
chucks. Options for which route? Conventional, but we'll only get 1 dart at double.
Yeah, that first dart was too good. Double 4
Game
though.
on the first leg, Alan Tabern. Second leg is Alan to throw first.
Well, he could not have asked for a better start.
He couldn't. The left-hander from St Helens breaking throw in the first leg of the match. A very neat and tidy 61 checkout.
100.
Enjoyed a 6-4 win against Jeffrey de Zwaan yesterday. That was the very first match, actually, so had to wait some time to get back on the stage.
Yeah, he led 5-4 in that one.
140.
There were a couple of breaks of throw along the way, 1 apiece. Led 5-4 and then broke in the 10th leg to get over the line. Averaged just over 90 yesterday. Not too bad on the doubles, and not too bad on the trebles here either.
Well, it's 2 180s for Alan Tabern, and with astonishing display so far. I mean, we don't talk about averages when we're only 1.5 legs in, but my, 120.
105.
Yeah, we were getting a bit carried, well, I personally got a bit carried away during Michael Smith's match against Christie and Kist, and it soon plummeted down from 115, so I'll hold comment. As you say, it's a bit premature to be talking about averages in the second leg of the match.
Yeah, it can all change in one visit as well. And
well,
that
as we saw with Gerwin Price, I mean, his average just capitulated as a result of 9 missed darts at double, so in one leg.
And that visit there from Tabern has meant he's not on a finish here, so Suljovic can set himself up to break straight back. May have to take out the 116 though. Tabern's making good progress.
81. Mencia require 160.
Again, final dart. Okay, he's down to 85, but as you say, this might have to go here for Suljovic. 96 away. Yep, 18's them.
Checking his dart still in his hand. As it's there, Mensur. The double 18 is not.
And you require 85.
Well, will he look at the ball again here? Well, he's gone for the 15s and tops, but the ball he wants now.
49.
Yeah, some players do that to guarantee 36. A dart at a double rather than the ball itself, but if you have to hit the treble, you've got 2 darts at double, so...
Yeah.
Game shot on the second.
In the end, Suljovic does pin the double 18 to level up and to break straight back.
Game on.
And you'd think that Alan Tabern would have needed to take a chance like that, because at some point you assume that he will kind of regress to the mean in this match.
$100.
I didn't like that visit, Mensur.
Another player who comes from St Helens. Like St Helens Jolly Boys outing here in Gibraltar, isn't it?
Yeah, one's on the way as well. Chizzy on stage next against Johnny Clayton. Johnny Clayton involved in one of the longest matches of the weekend so far. It was over half an hour against Justin Pipe yesterday.
100.
There we saw Michael Smith move through earlier on. He was threatened by Christian Kiss. In the end, took him to a last leg decider when it looked like Michael Smith was going to cruise through. Of course, he also threatened a 9-dart finish, missing the 8 in the combination. Stephen Bunting missed the 9th this afternoon, double 12.
140.
Well, Mensur Suljovic has appeared in Gibraltar before, made the quarterfinals last year, lost to Dave Chisnell on that occasion.
140.
Chizzy went all the way to the final, where he was undone by MVG in the end. So only his second appearance in Gibraltar for Mensur. Normally, a mortgage job on double 14.
Certainly is, and now Tabern will not be going that way. I don't think he'll go that way. He's not going to get a dart at any double in the combination. $62 left. The usual route would be treble 10.
72. And so you require 14.
I think he was aiming for treble 14. Lead himself double 10. Went in the wrong bed. Suljovic has got inside the double 7, so gets a dart at double 2 in the end and doesn't hit it either. Well, that slip from Tabern means he can only get 2 darts at double as well.
I just wonder whether that will prove costly, but it could be a third successive break of throw. Where the heck has that gone? Double 10.
Third leg, Alan Tabern. Fourth leg is Alan to throw first.
Well, he's doing everything he could to leave double 10 in that leg.
Game on.
And we can see why.
Well, I thought he was going to go 5 double 12, but anyway, 2-1 he leads.
60.
Much more of a guessing game these days, isn't it, with finishers? With all the players are using all sorts of different routes now, even for usually fairly simple 2-darters. There's only one route to hit the 180 though, and Suljovic has found it. 3 breaks. Already could be on course for a 4th.
Could be a 180 in response here, though, from Tabern. Plenty of space down the middle, but 140 instead. Now the Mensur, 3 perfect darts so far, followed by the 5.
45.
Well, as Rod Harrington used to say, he's cut his 180 in half there.
He still does say it.
Just
He's shouting at a screen right now.
131.
Good evening, Rod. Gibraltar misses you.
we all miss the Prince of Style.
100. Alan Uruguay 170.
Well, we've seen this twice in this tournament. John Henderson and Darrell Gurney taking out the
60.
170.
Yeah, but a chance here for Tabern to extend his lead.
100. Alan Uruguay
You
110.
see the body language of Mensur never leaves you in any doubt about what he's thinking, how he's feeling. Emotions clearly on display. That has strayed into the 5, I'm afraid, Alan, so it's 105 now.
Yeah, which is not an outshot, so Suljovic will be handed the chance to make it 4 consecutive breaks of throw.
78. Mensur Uruguay 76.
Well, this might have to go because Tabern is on 32. Okay, 68 away. So he's looking at the bullseye here.
Game shot in the fourth leg.
Absolutely
Mensur Suljovic.
Dead centre from Mensur
Fifth leg is
Suljovic.
Mensur to throw first.
And that clearly means a lot to him because he was in a big, big hole potentially there.
Well, there can't be many things more frustrating than seeing
Game
your opponent misfire with the first start. If he landed even in the single 16, he'd be taking a shot at a double rather than at the bull. But ended up pinning the bull dead centre.
And maybe that will give Mensur a new lease of life in this match.
100.
A decent standard, both averaging in the high 90s now. Haven't seen a player top a ton average yet this weekend.
Not yet.
100.
Some likely contenders this evening, though. Following this, there'll be the number 4 seed, Dave Chisnell, against Johnny Clayton. Peter Wright, the number 1 seed, then in action against Christoph Ratajski. Also James Wade, Kim Hybrecht, Ian White, and Simon Whitlock, the other seeded players to follow.
100.
Just talking about Rod Harrington earlier as well. And Gibraltar, Rod really proving his versatility. Great player, of course, great commentator, great PDC chairman as well, but also we've got
108.
a 180 from Tabern, but when he was here a couple of years ago, it was staged in March of that year, and it was a pretty cold weekend, and the players' room was absolutely freezing, so Rod just took took matters into his own hands, seized the initiative, and went out and hired a heater from an
100.
industrial estate somewhere.
Serving the players in his role now. And he was a big part in the introduction of the development tours and the
89.
challenge tours.
PDC director, by the way, not chair, of course. Not yet, anyway. One of the spectators asked Rod to go and buy him a hot dog as well at one point, which Rod took great exception to. His versatility didn't extend that far.
127. Alan Uruguay 132.
Now then, can the breakathon continue? We were 132.
Yeah, we've had 4 from 4 so far. Treble 19 then for the bullseye. He's got the marker there as well.
91.
But it wasn't to be.
Mensur Uruguay
Well, it could bring that
74.
run to an end then. Suljovic wants 74. Options.
Yeah, double 10. Route to glory here.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
Very,
Mensur
very
Suljovic.
nicely done indeed. It's a
like
first
it's
holder
Alan to
throw.
throw
It's
first.
come in the fifth
Game on.
leg. And Suljovic leads for the first time here, 3-2.
Just going back to
81.
some interesting news on the Challenge Tour. The second of the 2 Challenge Tour events is around the quarter-final stage right now, but Steve Brown beat his own son on the Challenge Tour today.
Obviously raised him to be a winner,
140.
but not today. It's unfortunate for Suljovic to start things off here. Tabern just has to watch his step in this particular visit, but he responds with a ton 40 of his own.
Mensur Suljovic has spoken about his slow start to 2017, largely down to family problems and the fact that he wasn't playing in the UK Open qualifiers and therefore the UK Open final itself. But he started to warm to the year. But he had a blistering end, didn't he, to 2016. That spell where he reached those two finals, one on the Pro Tour as well, and Tabern fights in another match. That's his fall. Went on to reach a European Championship final, the Gentle. All in the space of around 6 weeks, all this.
Yeah. I mean, he had a great 2015, first and foremost. People said, well, can he build on that? Can he emulate that in 2016? Certainly did.
Might look at tops. Opted not to.
60.
I like the shot. 2 darts in hand, a bigger target, and Suljovic is liable to pop in a finish like this.
Treble 17. Not taken out, so Tabern's gamble has paid off.
53.
But he still has to find double 20.
40.
Well, the way they've been playing, you'd think he would take it out. Not many misses on doubles.
Alan Tabern.
Tabern ups his success rate to 3 out of 5 now.
Yeah, 2015, just going back to Suljovic's exploits, was the year when he reached his first major TV semi-final. That was at the World Grand Prix in Dublin in October of that year. And then 2016, yeah, as you say, Chris, it just got even better for him.
100.
Well, he's simply the best. And he was the second best, wasn't he, on the European Tour last year? And that European Championship, he was seeded number 2 and ended up reaching the final. So
it all worked out. Well, the top 4 seeds, or the top 4 in the rankings, all got through to the semi-final, so it worked out absolutely perfectly. But it was MVG who won the title in Hasselt. Absolutely slaughtered Suljovic in the final itself, 11-1. Right
now, Peter Wright tops the European Tour order of merit by some distance from Michael van Gerwen. £30,000 in front of him.
Plus whatever he picks up here as well, so might be a while before Peter Wright is dislodged, if at all, from the top of the European pecking order.
Yeah, great start to the year for Snake Bites. 7 titles already.
Jelle Klaassen had a good chance to make up ground on Michael van Gerwen this weekend as well, but hasn't really done so. Alan Tabern's making up ground here, though, with a 180. He's down to a finish of 161, but Suljovic is on 121 here.
5 180s now for Tabern, 96 left after that first start into 25. So he will get a dart at double 18.
Game shot on the 7th leg, Mensur Suljovic.
Nicely done again.
Alan to throw first, game on.
4 successive breaks followed by 3 successive holes.
Well, I mentioned the previous leg that Suljovic was liable to take out a 1-2-1 checkout. If only had waited to stay in that leg.
60.
He duly obliged in the end. And this is a very good standard. Both players averaging around 104. Haven't seen any player average over 100 at all in this tournament. We could end up with both players in this match doing it and one of them going out, despite putting in statistically the second best performance of the tournament.
Such are the statistical quirks of European tour darts, or darts full stop really.
140.
This would be the perfect time to break again, though, for Suljovic to leave himself
85
for the match in the next leg. And he's effectively won the darts here already. And he's looking to put a bit of daylight between the two of them here as well. And that's beautifully set up as well.
Yeah, once again, good use of the 25 and bullseye section of the board. He knew that if he had stayed up at the 20, it would have been a 1-2-1, which he took out anyway in the last leg. But 1-1-6 means that if he finds a treble, it's a dart, an outer ring double,
160.
rather than the bullseye, which is also hitting the match. It hits everything he wants.
Well, he's a versatile player, isn't he? There's no mistake about that. That will not do him any favours whatsoever. And again, you don't need to be an expert in body language or psychology to interpret what he's thinking or feeling right now.
Yeah, we were just saying how good you are, Mensa.
96 away. So,
80.
yeah, well, that's
Again,
sets up the double 18, which he's taken out already today. Tabern here. Well, this has to go, you feel.
39.
That was a horror visit as
You
well.
require 36.
Okay, he's potentially 2 darts away from holding throw, but Suljovic, he needs him to miss his opportunities here on double 18.
On the 8th leg, Mencia Suljovic.
Double 18, he's been ruthless today.
9th leg is Mencia to throw first.
He rarely misses such an opportunity. Mensa Suljovic.
Iman.
Both players averaging over a ton. Both players well above 50% on their checkout statistics as well. This is a really good game of darts. The best we've seen so far.
99.
Very much so. Could be a good weekend for the Bulls team, actually. Reyes through. Ratajski plays later as well against Peter Wright, so a tall order for the poll.
140.
Mensah flying the flag here as well. And there we see the averages just keep on. Staying above the 100 barrier. Could well be that Tabern goes home with an average in 3 figures.
$100.
Yeah, having already seen 9 players today progress with a smaller average than that. But got to just play the game in front of you.
100.
And on this occasion, Tabern has been good, but Suljovic has found a way to be better.
Very, very impressive stats from, well, both players, especially Suljovic. Just that 17 dart leg for Alan Tabern, but 13, 15, 14, 12, 13 dart legs for Suljovic, the ones he's won.
Threatening the break, though, here. Down to 1-2-1 after 9. Suljovic, well, another treble would aid his cause to stop
140.
him. Still,
you require 121.
This leg could go either way.
Just the wrong side.
89.
Well,
you require 102.
still the opportunity is there for Alan Tabern, but all he can do now is just stand at the back of the stage and hope that Mensah does not take this out, but he's been finishing things off very nicely indeed so far today.
Yeah, you think if he finds a treble, the double will follow, and he has found the treble.
74.
But his trusty double 14 has not been his best friend.
Twice now, he's missed it today. So Tabern to break back once again here. Double 16 for 5-4.
10th leg is Alan to throw first.
Suljovic has the safety blanket of throwing first in the decider should we require one. Tabern, though, first task in hand is to level things up at 5 apiece. Suljovic has already broken the Tabern throw twice
60.
today, so it's not beyond the realms that he could finish it off here and now, especially after Tabern kicks off with a 60.
Look at this performance from Tabern, though, just to put into context. Yes, we all know his exploits from yesteryear, but this is a man who plays on the Challenge Tour, which is effectively the second tier tour, a reserve tour. And he's come here and put in one of the best performances, better than any player that's played before this match.
60.
Just shows the strength in depth in the Professional Darts Corporation right now.
Certainly does. It's a great illustration. This could be a good illustration of why Mensah Suljovic is the number 2 seed here this weekend.
140.
140 gets him down to 266.
And he has shown time and time again, Suljovic, the ability to raise his game against an opponent that's done similar. I remember one game on the Euro Tour against Michael van Gerwen when he found a way to win with MBG averaging well in excess of 110.
Cristo Reyes with half an eye on this one. The winner of this to face
96.
the number 15 seed from Tenerife in the third round tomorrow.
Well, let's just see if the best match we've seen can end with the biggest finish.
60. Matthew Quayle 170.
Would be the perfect way to put the icing on the cake here for Mensur Suljovic. First dart is on target, second dart is not.
Well,
100.
lobbed his dart up in the air in his hand before he chucked it then. He's got all sorts of tricks, hasn't he, Suljovic? He probably didn't land point down in the palm of his hand. But right now the match is in the palm of his hand. 70 left for a breaker throw and a 6-4 success.
Matthew Quayle 70.
Yeah, and Tabern, okay, he's down to a finish, but it is a big one. It would be a tall order if Suljovic gives him the opportunity to return to the oche, but he might well not do. Two more of those. Double 14 has not been kind so far today. That's the third time he's missed.
Game
But
shot.
he makes no mistake whatsoever. The fourth, Mensur Suljovic throws his arms up to the heavens in thanks, as if to say, at long last, where have you been? And the average is just under 104. It's the first three-figure average of the weekend. Mensur Suljovic, lots to admire about the way he came through that tussle with Alan Tabern. And credit to the left-hander from St Helens. It was another good display by the 50-year-old Alan Tabern. And I hope we see more of him on the tour this year as well. He can go home with his head held high. Mensur Suljovic can go back to the hotel and start thinking about tomorrow. Reyes in the last 16 for the gentle. On the way next, we've got another man from St Helens, Dave Chisnell, against Johnny Clayton.